Finally, we have chromatography. So chromatography, chroma means color. So based on the color, we use the separation technique. So to understand this chromatography, what is this? It is also a separation technique. It is used to separate different components of a mixture based upon their different solubilities in the same solvent. That is, using one solvent itself, you can separate more than one component based on their solubility, which is very important. Based on their solubilities only you can use this technique. Next is second point. It involves separation of mixtures by using two phases. One is mobile phase, the other one is the stationary phase. Mobile phase means it will move. Stationary phase means it will stay as it is. To understand this chromatography very clearly, we need to understand or look up to the difference between two important terms. One is absorption, AB. See the difference, absorption and adsorption. So absorption means that is a process in which the substance is dissolved throughout the bulk of another substance. For example, paper soaks up or absorbing water, or cotton absorbing water, that is absorption. The particles, the water molecules will enter into the surface itself, you can see here. But in the case of adsorption, the particles of a substance adhere to the surface of another substance. They will not go inside. Instead, they will stay on the surface itself. That is the difference between absorption and adsorption. So both will be included in this chromatography technique. Both these terms will be included. You should never forget. Absorption means they will go into the substance. Adsorption means they will stay on the layer itself, surface itself. So we are going to see paper chromatography today. We have many kinds of chromatography techniques like paper chromatography, thin layer chromatography, gas chromatography, like that. All this we will discuss in the higher classes. To understand them better in higher class, we need to have a clear idea how this paper chromatography is working, because this is the very basic and simplest type of chromatography also. Next, see the second point. Here we are having stationary phase and mobile phase. The stationary phase here is the chromatography paper, and the mobile phase is the solvent which you are going to use. Now we are going to separate the number of components present in the black ink. So what you have to do, you have to take a chromatography paper and then you have to draw a line below, just above the bottom of the paper, and then in between the line we have to place a drop of this black color ink. We will see the working, by then you will get clear. Okay, now listen carefully. So you have to take a chromatographic paper, draw a line just above the bottom of the paper, then in between you have to place a black color ink. It is a small spot, you have to keep it. Then the paper is then inserted in the suitable solvent. What will happen? The black ink separates into its constituent dyes. So what are the constituent dyes of black ink? Red, yellow and blue. So what will happen as the solvent moves up? So this paper will absorb the water. So as the solvent moves up, the dyes are carried with it and begin to separate. So how they will separate? Based on their solubilities. Red color will have its own solubility, and then yellow color will have its own solubility, and then blue color will have its own solubility. So all their solubilities will be different. So they separate because they have different solubility in the solvent and are adsorbed to different extent by the chromatography paper. Then the chromatogram shows that the black ink contains 3 dyes. So this is how we have to set up the paper chromatography. So here you are having, this is the chromatographic paper, or a filter paper also we can use sometimes, and this is the beaker which is having a solvent. The solvent we will use here is water. Then you have to place the black spot. After some time the water will be absorbed and it will go up slowly, leaving behind one component of the black dye. So now we'll see working of chromatography. So first we have to take a black color ink. Listen to this video, children. So you have to take a black color ink. So you know black color is a mixture of three different dyes. So we have to identify what are the three different dyes using this paper chromatography. What do I need? For doing that, I need a filter paper. So filter paper is very commonly used to separate this dyes, that is colored dyes. Hence the name we call it as paper chromatography. We have to take a strip of filter paper and then using a scale you have to draw a line close to the lower edge of the filter paper. Then you have to place a drop of black ink, that is a spot in between, that is in the center of the line you have to drop a spot. After keeping it, you have to wait for some time to get it dried. Then you have to place that filter paper inside the solvent. The solvent we use here is water. So it should be placed in such a way that the drop of the ink is just above the water level. It should not be touching the water. The drop of ink should be above the water level only. After some time, what will happen? The water starts to rise up gradually by capillary action. So capillary action means there will be small pores present inside the filter paper which will absorb the water. As the water level rises up, as the water moves up, it takes the dyes present in the ink along with it. So one color will come out. So first blue will go up, followed by red, followed by yellow. So you can identify three colors which is present in the black color ink. So different dyes have got separated based on their different solubility levels, and they travel depending upon their speed. So as a result, we can see different colored strips at different heights, and the three dyes has got separated. So what are they? Blue, red and yellow. So paper chromatography is used to separate different colors in a dye. Now let us summarize what all we learnt in today's class. Simple distillation and fractional distillation. Now, what is the difference between them you understood till now? So, in simple distillation, the difference in boiling point of the two liquids should be more than 25 Kelvin. There you can boil, you can separate only two liquids or one solution. Whereas in fractional distillation, you can separate more than two liquids where their boiling point should be less than 25 Kelvin. And then what are the example we saw for simple distillation? That is, we saw the working of separation of salt water, that is seawater, and mixture of water and acetone also is one example which we use to separate using simple distillation. Fractional distillation, we saw the distillation of what? Alcohols, methanol, ethanol and propanol, and petroleum products also very usually they use fractional distillation. So what are the steps involved in both the process? Both involves first evaporation followed by condensation, which will be collected as a liquid in the receiver. Here in fractional distillation the same process happens, but the separation is based on the boiling point. And then we saw this chromatography. So here we have to remember two things. One is absorption, the next one is adsorption. Absorption means they will go into the surface. Adsorption means they will stick on the layer itself. Here we have to remember another two things. One is mobile phase, the other one is the stationary phase. The mobile phase we had here was our solvent, water. Stationary phase was filter paper. So what experiment we saw in this chromatography? Paper chromatography, that is the separation of black ink. Is it clear, children? So today we'll wind up with this. In the next class I will meet you with the new topic. Thank you.